What's going on? It's SFT back again with another video, Super Bowl preview. We're going to see how these teams look, the expectations and pressure both these teams have, and most importantly, narratives, talents, matchups. We're going to get all into it, but thank you so much for watching this video. If you can, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, and like the damn video. Let's talk about this Super Bowl, man. We got two really good teams. Two teams I think are perfect representations of both conferences. We got the Eagles coming out the NFC. We're going to get into the Eagles first, actually. Eagles coming out the NFC. A lot on the line for them right now, okay? They stacked this roster up, spent more money on it. Their first round picks had to do with the needs of this team. Cooper DeJean, Quinion Mitchell, stacking up that secondary and keeping this offensive core together, bringing in Saquon Barkley. They've really stacked this offense up, and there's a lot of expectations for them this season, going into the season. And they started off 2-2. I thought they were really poor in terms of the Buccaneers. They were missing A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. In terms of the New Orleans Saints game, I was not too happy about that performance at all. I thought it was quite poor too. I thought their performance against the Saints were quite poor. They found a way to win with Saquon Barkley hitting huge home run touchdowns against the Falcons, right? Saquon Barkley dropping that ball. Later on inside the season, the last loss they had was against the Commanders, and it was a last second touchdown. But outside of that, majority of the season has been quite good for the Eagles, a team that's built to push far into the postseason, and not just that, man, to make a Super Bowl and to be a representation of the NFC and the quality that they have. And I think this team's a great representation, man. I think the last couple of games have been a perfect depiction of what this season has looked for the Eagles. We talk about that game against the Green Bay Packers, inept offense like they show at times, right? But a defense that can really step up. Last year, they weren't able to do that. And in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, they weren't able to do that. So we're seeing a team play complementary football in that first playoff game. Even though a lot of poor sacks given up by both the offensive line and mainly Jalen Hurts, where he could have threw the ball out of bounds, and some incompletions. You got through, you made it to the next round. You go up against the Rams, right? You start off hot, huge touchdown runs. And I thought, personally, they were going to get rid of the game early. Weren't able to do that. Rams start to claw their way into the game. I thought the Rams offense played very good overall in that first half until the snow came about, and you saw how they looked. They just didn't look as good. Same thing with the Eagles. They didn't look as comfortable pushing the ball downfield, which is natural. You don't have as much, you don't have the same grip on the ball, and it's a lot more difficult for you to push the ball downfield with the wind and the snow. But they found a way to win that game too. They found a way to win that damn game too. The defense getting a huge stop at the end, even though they didn't put in the best game possible. They still found a way to get a huge stop right at the end of the game. So we're going to get into the last game for the Eagles. And what an impressive performance, right? They're showing you what they can do offensively and defensively. They're putting in an absolute clinic in that second half. First half wasn't looking as good, but you expect a team like Washington to be far more aggressive when they're down so much early on. Like when a team's down by a lot early on, you expect them to push the ball downfield a lot more aggressively. You're going to be playing a lot more relaxed defense, giving them a lot more friendlier coverage, making it easier for them to get those short completions, right? Because you do not want to give up the big throws. But I thought the Eagles, man, were so good. I thought the fumbles they were able to get on defense were excellent. They were game shifting, and you're seeing the playmaking, I thought last game, and when we talk about complementary football, that right there is complementary football. This team has consistently shown complementary football. That is what the Eagles are. They're a complementary team. Offense plays good. Defense doesn't play good. It's all good. Offense is going to step up even more. Defense is playing really good. Offense isn't. Defense is going to step up even more. We saw that in the playoff game, the first playoff game for the Eagles. So last game, both sides showing what we can both do. We can both put in work, man. We can get fumbles, sacks, huge hits, and on the offensive side, huge touchdown runs, great run plays, some big time throws from Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown, some big time touchdowns, and we can absolutely run it up at the end of a game, which I love to see. You want to make a statement to a division rival saying, you're not on our level. A lot coming into the season, man. They invested a lot of money. The Eagles have went all in again this season. They have big expectations for a Super Bowl, and it's not good enough to just get there. That's what I love about this sport so much. It's not good enough to just get there. You have to win. If you don't win, it's a failure of a season, period. There's no such thing as succeeding, right? And you don't win. How does that make sense? Like, no, there's just one trophy. You didn't go far enough. The Washington Commanders have had a successful season. But for the Eagles, it's about winning now. You have to maximize this window, and it starts with this. The last 2 years, even last year, I would mainly say, right, have been a disappointment, especially last year. 2 years ago, you should have won that Super Bowl. But last year was extreme disappointment. You can rid all of that off just with this Super Bowl. right? You just need 1 to 3 years, and you're going to be good. For most teams, at least, you're going to be good. You're not the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think this is a major opportunity. You don't have a more talented offense than now, man. You have a really good defense. You can upgrade this defense with some more money. But in terms of a raw rookie / veteran team that's not on too much money, in terms of the defense, right? This is the best it gets. They're not on big dough yet. They're not on big money. You need to maximize this window right now. And I think they can. I think they're built to beat the Chiefs, man. I really do. I really think they're built to beat the Chiefs. This is a great Eagles team, a great defense. Hopefully they come into this game healthy, and I'm going to be really excited for it. But let's get to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs, man, 2-time Super Bowl winners back-to-back. They're coming into this year, trying to secure their third for the first time, I believe, in NFL history, man. This right here is major for them. There's nothing for them to lose. Like, for me, there's nothing for them to lose. Like, what can I say? Oh, man, if you don't win this football game, it's going to ruin your life. No, it's not. Like, you've already won 2 in a row. You're going up against another good team, right? It is what it is. You shouldn't be coming in with a lot of confidence. Championship DNA is running through your blood right now, man. It's pumping. You know what it means to win. You showed it last week. You showed it the week before. You showed it last year. You know what it means to win, man. And you just need to show what it means to win again. You need guys to step up. You need your offensive line to play really good against this elite Eagles defensive line. You need your quarterback to make the plays that he's always made. You know, this guy's special, man. Patrick Mahomes, I don't have to say anything much about Patrick Mahomes because everyone knows how good he is. He just needs to pick a play here and there, an elite play here and there, and run the offense. That's it. Keep it clean against this Eagles defense. Matthew Stafford had success. Jaden McDaniels had success. There's teams, there's players that have, there's quarterbacks and offensive coordinators in general that have had success against this Eagles defense that has been very good this season. Look to take advantage of them too. Okay. This right here, man, I'm just so happy about this matchup. Like, 2 teams perfectly built to play against each other. Really good offensive line versus really good defensive line both ways. Except Kansas City Chiefs defensive line hasn't been the best overall this season. They've been good. They have been good this season, but haven't been the best at times this season. I want to see how they're going to match up against an elite offensive line, in my opinion, right? Outside of that, I want to see how I think their receivers are going to match up pretty damn good against their corners. I look forward to see how this offense overall plays, and linebackers versus running backs or tight ends. It's going to be a great matchup, man. And safeties too. Eagles have some great safeties to go up against Travis Kelce and any slot corner that may potentially play at that position. I want to see how Cooper DeJean plays, right? If he's going to be playing in that nickel position, a little bit more man coverage, right? Rather than dropping deep. I want to see if they're going to try to get some of their faster receivers on him. They have 2, Hollywood and Xavier Worthy. I want to see how they both look inside that slot, working up against some of the nickel corners. I just want to see it. I'm going to be really interested in it, seeing some of these more dynamic, faster receivers go up against a corner that hasn't had much pressure on him, really, in Cooper DeJean. If he does play in the slot, they might move him around to get him out of that. But I really look forward to seeing how the Chiefs offense comes out looking against this Eagles defense, man. The Chiefs offense needs to put up more than 26 points. They really do. They need to put up a good offensive performance. They can't have a bad offensive performance against this Eagles team. They're a good offense. They're going to be putting up points. I'm confident of that. But you can never doubt the 2-time back-to-back champions, man, who's coming into this year trying to make it a 3rd time. You can't doubt them. I'm doubting them, though. And I got the score being 35-28, with the Eagles winning by 1 touchdown. I think the Eagles match up perfectly with the Chiefs. 2 years ago, the Eagles should have won that Super Bowl, man. If the defense showed up a little bit better, man, they should have won that Super Bowl, but they didn't. They played poorly. They played like garbage. And this time they have an opportunity to make up for that poor performance, man. I cannot wait to see it. I can't wait. But that's my prediction. 35-28 for the Eagles. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe. Take care. Peace.